Hey guys, just wanted to give you a quick update on what's been going on for the past week or so. I know I've been kind of quiet, but I have been working on an update to the template. And once this update is finished, I will go ahead and release it on the marketplace and push the update to Itch.io. So the current template has been approved by Epic, but I figured I'd much rather just finish this update and just push it out at the same time so everybody gets the best possible experience that they can. So I just wanted to give you a sneak peek today of what are some of the things that are coming up pretty quickly here. The first thing that I think is really cool is that I've actually changed the radar completely from using the HUD class, a custom HUD class, to using UMG, which is one of the things that I always wanted to do, but it was always on the back burner. So if I hit play here, you'll notice that the radar, it's pretty much looks exactly the same as the other one. But the difference here is that it's actually part of the HUD. You can see here, I'm looking at WP HUD. There is now a widget component that is the radar. So no longer do you need to have a custom HUD class. And why is this cool? Well, the reason for this being really nice is that because it's part of the HUD class, it'll automatically resize. As you can see here, as I'm resizing the window, the radar is resizing with it. The HUD unfortunately didn't have that capability. I had a function that manually changed the size of HUD, but it wasn't robust enough and it wasn't scalable the same way. So this is again really nice. And not only that, but you can now manually, by going here, adjust the size of the minimap itself. Maybe this is really big, right? It takes a huge amount of real estate, and maybe you don't like it. So now you have a lot more options on how you want to handle that part there. Okay, so that's one thing. And by the way, I am also working on releasing the radar for free to the community. I already have a free radar that has been released that is using the HUD. So as soon as I'm done with this update, I'm going to push the new radar code into a separate project, and I'm going to release that. So no, looking forward to that as well. The other cool thing I did was I was not able to include any of the sound effects that I had before on the videos because they were literally from Star Fox 64. So obviously I can't release any of those sounds. So what I did is I looked for sounds online that were CCO, meaning they're public domain, and I also used a program called BFXR to create some sounds. So now with this new update, whether you buy it from the marketplace or you get the update from Itch.io, you're going to see that in the sound effects folder, there are now actual custom sounds. Now, they're not obviously as cool, I feel, as the Star Fox ones. They're not as iconic, but at least you have sound. And now, if you wanted to replace a sound, all you had to do was just replace the actual source. So you can create a new file, rename it the same, and then you can try to re-import it, and everything should work fine. So if I hit click play here and I fire, now you can see that we have sound effects. Yeah. So not only do you get the new radar, but you get sound effects. So at least as soon as you start playing it, it again feels like a game, albeit just with special sound effects. There's also some improvements. Obviously, I've been doing some more polishing of the code. And one of the things that I wanted to do was add a more dynamic course. So I have been working on the code for the track, and that's really been the biggest source of work. So I'm completely rewriting the code that takes care of how do you move inside a track. The current code that I have released right now isn't as dynamic. If you have a course that is continuously curved like this, there are a few issues that pop up. As long as you have straight lines and curves, it's perfectly fine. but I wanted to give the option of having a fully curved course like this one. So I am rewriting basically all that code. It is in a working state, but there are still some issues that I need to iron out. So that's really what I'm working on right now, is trying to get that completely done. And once that's done and all the little bugs are out, and I feel like it's pretty solid, then I can release it. Funny thing with Unreal, obviously, is that the yaw goes from 0 to 180 and then from 180 to negative 180. Um, and the yaw does kind of something similar. So I've been trying to convert the yaw from 0 to 360 to make the math easier for me. I'm not that good in math, unfortunately. And that all already creates some issues, right? What if you're going left from, 350 to, a lesser degree, or you're going from degrees 20 and you're going left to something like 358, right? That's actually, you're going left because it restarts from 0 to 360, and then instead of 361 goes back to 0. That in itself creates some corner cases that I have to deal with. So that's basically that. But you can see here there's a fully curved course, and that's the goal, is to have you create whatever course you want as far as yaw is concerned, and you should be able to have something that looks much nicer. Obviously, there are still some testing that needs to be done, which is why I'm not releasing it. I think it's okay now. But once I test it out more and I release it, you should be able to have continuously curving tracks. And I've also done some improvements on the pitch. You still can't do, unfortunately, fully 6 degrees of freedom because of gimbal lock, but you can get pretty close, and it doesn't freak out as much. So that's pretty much it. New radar that uses UMG, which now you can actually take that out and put it in your project, so you can modify it much easier. You have custom sounds, so even if you don't have anything, you have placeholders, and then you have improved code for the track, which makes that you can now have much more dynamic tracks. So hopefully you like where this is going. I'm sorry for the delay. I've been really busy also with some personal stuff, so I haven't been able to work on this that much. But as soon as I get this part done, the track part done, look for an update on Itch.io, and look for finally a release on the marketplace. So if you bought it on Itch.io and you have any questions or anything, let me know. You have my email, or you can just comment on the YouTube video or on the Itch.io page. Let me know if you have any other questions or comments, and I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.